or Mother Earth?
Longer one.
The longer one. Nice, good one. I'll just talk slowly. No, anyone? What? Dear man? You got it. And remember, you asked for this. I hate banter. All right. All right. Dear men, this poem is for you, because you are allowed to beat your wives just as long as the rod with which you beat her is no wider than the width of your thumb. Hence, therefore, ergo, the rule of thumb. Is it any wonder that misogyny is encoded in the DNA of our language, replicating itself by the very means through which we communicate? The deoxyribonucleic acidity of words are the building blocks of patriarchy, passing down privilege like a genetic inheritance, one word at a time. Passing on the genes of male aggression through etymology, generation after 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 generation. It's an evolutionary rule of thumb. And in this game of words, we play by Darwinian rules, where we even pit evolution against God. Because even though there are women in the congregation, the church still says, "Aw, men." When man first slithered out of the primordial ooze and gazed up at the stars and sun and moon, he said to himself, "That's one giant leap for mankind." And if you don't believe me, maybe you should do some research on history. And if you still don't believe me, you can get your ass kicked. I won't get medieval on that ass, I'll get Jurassic. Just as long as you know that the dinosaurs are now fossil fuels and fodder for plastic. And as Father Time marches on, the use of these products is killing Mother Nature. Now, in this verbal game of linguistic fisticuffs, aggression is rewarded only after you man up, grow some balls, and stop acting like a little bitch. Dear men, you may think that the most emasculating way to degrade me is by calling me a pussy, but I guess I would look like a pussy to a bunch of dicks. But that's not the point, let's move on. We should be very cognizant of how children learn language. We give them the birds and bees of male and female, blue and pink, strong and weak. When children learn to speak, we give them the binary language of patriarchy. And from the very beginning, language was the big bang that started the war on women's bodies. It sounded like slut-shaming and victim-blaming. It sounded like mass shootings at Planned Parenthood facilities. Dear men, words mutate thought as ideology evolves into action. So when little boys, like little girls, they pull in their pigtails and everyone says, "Oh, how cute," when it's anything but. Last I heard, consent is more than just a word. And while we're on the topic, rape jokes are never funny. Ever. So, dear men, choose your words wisely. And let's start a new rule of thumb. Now, who here believes in feminism? Thank you very much, Vancouver. Please take care of your servers. They are taking care of you. Thank you very much for the invite. Had a great time.